The coffee cup lid has a hidden function. Have you noticed the small hole in the lid? Most people don't know what it's for. Behind it hides a clever design that enhances drinking this hot beverage. What is the purpose of the hole in the lid? At first glance, the hole in the lid seemed like a factory defect or a trace of clumsy craftsmanship to me. And yet, it has very specific functions that affect the comfort and safety of drinking coffee. Among other things, it provides better air filtration, as the hole allows air to flow freely into the cup. This prevents the formation of air bubbles during drinking, which can cause splashing of the hot beverage and painful burns. Another reason is protection against overheating. The hole lets cooler air in, preventing excessive heating of the material and its deformation. The most important reason is easier drinking. Thanks to the hole in the lid, we can easily sip our coffee without having to remove the lid entirely. Place a colander on the pan. When you find out why, you'll immediately love this idea. It helps, and it really works. Almost everyone has a metal colander in the kitchen, also known as a strainer. A colander is a kind of larger sieve. It can be in the form of a pot. However, a colander with handles is more commonly used. You use it to drain dishes, such as pasta. It's also used for washing fruits and vegetables, especially the smaller ones. Few people use it for frying. And it's precisely because of it that frying is much better. I can't imagine a kitchen without this utensil, especially when I want to fry previously frozen products. For example, frozen fish. There are several methods recommended by chefs for this. The first method is to wipe the pan with vinegar before frying. Pour a little vinegar into the pan and wipe it with a paper towel. Then pour in and heat the fat. The second method is to add a pinch of salt to the fat while frying. Another trick is to fry the dish, whether it's meat or fish, with slices of raw potato. And if you forget to rub the pan with vinegar, don't have potatoes, and forget about salt? Then use a colander. Why all this? These are ways to prevent fat from splattering during frying. If there's even a bit of water left in the fish, the fat will splatter all over. Instead of a lid, use a colander. The steam will escape freely, the dish will continue to fry, and your kitchen will remain clean. I always keep a ball of aluminum foil by the sink. Thanks to it, I don't have to call a plumber. When you have a little aluminum foil left, don't throw it away. Crumple it into a ball and place it by the sink. If you have more used foil, but it's not dirty, I'll just remind you first about the trick I mentioned in one of the videos. You can put such a ball in the dishwasher. Aluminum foil reacts with the detergents used in the dishwasher capsule. There is an oxidation process, as a result of which glasses, cups, and cutlery are shiny. They don't have a matte film. But today, I'll tell you about another trick with aluminum foil. Remove the strainer from the sink. Take a piece of aluminum foil and line the bottom of it, right in the drain. A depression will form in the foil. Do this right after lunch. Regardless of what fat you fry on, try this method. Pour the leftover fat from lunch into the foil depression and run cold water. The water should flow under the foil. It shouldn't flow onto the fat. This will help the fat cool down faster. After a while, you can remove a solid piece of fat from the foil. If it's leftover vegetable butter or coconut oil, throw it away in the organic waste bin. If you fried on clarified butter or lard, throw the fat away in mixed waste. I saw a paper towel in my friend's cupboard. When I learned the reason, I also put it there. It has a brilliant use. A paper towel is always needed in the kitchen. We want to have it always at hand. We often keep it without a rack so that we can place it, for example, against the wall on the countertop when preparing something. Then you can always reach for it and tear off a piece or two. Other times it may be on the cupboard because someone just left it there. Some prefer to have it by the sink because there's always something to wipe. I don't know where you keep the paper towel, but have you ever seen a paper towel in the cupboard? Yes, in the cupboard. Not in the living room or bedroom, but in the kitchen cupboard. For example, in the one holding glasses and mugs. It's not there without reason. Surely you know that when doing something in the kitchen, you always have one hand occupied. When you want to wipe something, you try to tear off pieces of the paper towel with just one hand. The other one is either busy or dirty. That's why sometimes there are stains on the paper towel. But when you place it in the cupboard, you can use it and tear off individual sheets without any problem. And it's always at hand. Another place might be the drawer. If there's space for paper towels in it, you can also use it in the same way. It's always at hand and easy to tear off its pieces. You don't need a paper towel rack. A kitchen cupboard or drawer is enough. Trick to make your entire kitchen shine. Metal pots, bowls, and elements on various equipment will regain their shine. This way, you will remove all stains and streaks from metal dishes. Steel will look like new. You can recommend this method to friends and family. Pour a tablespoon of cornstarch into a bowl. Our grandmothers often used starch to clean various surfaces. Add a tablespoon of baking soda. Baking soda is excellent for removing greasy stains. Pour a measure of laundry detergent. Add 1 measure of dishwashing liquid. Pour a glass of water. Mix everything together. These products are excellent for removing various stains and will deal with streaks and stains on steel elements. Pour the mixture into a measuring cup and using a funnel, pour it into a bottle with a spout. It can be an empty bottle from the previous dishwashing liquid. You can use this liquid immediately to clean metal elements in kitchen equipment. Just use a small amount of liquid and wipe the equipment with a cloth, then wipe dry with a towel. You will quickly notice that the steel becomes shiny. Stains and streaks disappear. You can also clean a metal kettle with it. Without scrubbing, it will be shiny as new in a few seconds. This liquid keeps all my pots clean. They are shiny like new. Put a sponge in the fridge. You'll be surprised by what will happen. You'll definitely want to brag to your friends about this trick. This trick is very simple and cheap, and it will help you with a problem that often occurs in fridges. But first, ask yourself, when was the last time you checked the products you keep in it? Some of them simply need to be thrown away. They can make the fridge smell bad. Take a look inside your fridge. Do you also have water droplets on the shelves or on the back wall of the fridge? If products stick to such a moist back wall, ice can form on them. And standing water on the shelves, if you don't notice it, starts to smell bad. There are 2 ways to prevent this. You can handle it with a regular dishwashing sponge, but don't worry. It's not about cleaning the fridge with it at all. Take 1 sponge and cut it under the rough surface. Make a small hole with a knife or scissors. Pour salt inside. Now place such a sponge on the shelf in the fridge. The sponge will absorb moisture from the shelves. Salt also absorbs moisture. So it's a simple and cheap fridge dehumidifier. The second method is to use another product. Sprinkle baking soda on the sponge and place it in the fridge, preferably in the bottom drawer. The sponge will absorb moisture, and the soda will additionally absorb unpleasant odors. If your fridge smells strange even after cleaning and washing it, try these simple and cheap tricks. You'll be surprised by the result, like my mother-in-law.